What are manual focus techniques for judging depth of field? Have you ever wondered how to achieve that perfect sharpness in your photographs? Understanding manual focus techniques for judging depth of field can make all the difference. Let's break it down together. First, let's clarify what depth of field means. It refers to the area in front of and behind your focus point that appears sharp. The depth of field is influenced by three main factors: aperture size, focus distance, and focal length. When you use a smaller aperture, which corresponds to a larger f number, you increase the depth of field. Conversely, a larger aperture or smaller f number reduces it. Now, let's dive into some practical manual focus techniques. One effective method is using the lens distance scale. Start by focusing on the nearest subject and take note of its distance on the lens scale. Next, focus on the farthest point you want sharp and note that distance too. Set the focus ring halfway between these two distances on the scale. This technique helps you maximize sharpness across your scene. Another technique is focusing at the hyperfocal distance. This is the closest distance you can focus while still keeping everything from half that distance to infinity sharp. Manually setting this distance is especially useful in landscape photography, where you want a broad area in focus. Visual judgment is also key. When you manually focus, turn the focus ring while looking through the viewfinder or on the live view screen. This allows you to see which parts of the image come into sharp focus. This is particularly important in shallow depth of field photography, where precise focus on your subject is essential. If the distance scale does not align with your desired focus points, consider marking them on the lens barrel. You can use a fingernail or tape to mark the closest and farthest focus distances. Then, set the focus ring halfway between these marks. This physical reference can help you achieve precise manual focus. Adjusting your aperture is another important aspect. Since aperture size directly affects depth of field, combining manual focus with aperture adjustments can yield great results. Using a smaller aperture, like f11 or f16, increases depth of field, making it easier to achieve sharpness across the scene. On the other hand, a wider aperture, like f2.8, requires careful manual focus to ensure your subject is sharp. These techniques are particularly useful in specific scenarios. For example, in macro photography, manual focus allows for subtle adjustments on small subjects where autofocus may struggle. In low light or low contrast scenes, manual focus ensures you can set sharpness exactly where you want it. Additionally, for creative portraits or abstract compositions, manual focus gives you the freedom to choose your focus plane, isolating subjects or creating artistic blur effects. By mastering these manual focus techniques, you can take full control over your depth of field. This not only enhances your photography skills, but also allows you to express your creative vision more effectively. So, grab your camera and start practicing these techniques to see the difference in your images.